Welcome traders to APlus Setups webinar on layering in the reason, when, and how framework. Today is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026. Thanks for taking a few moments of your time to join us in for this discussion. All right, first off, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. You can lose a lot of money trading futures, and past performance is no guarantee of future success. Okay, let's hit this concept. It's in layers: reason, when, and how. Layer one is the bias behind the trade, whether you're leaning long or short. You need something to tell you to lean long or short. It doesn't matter what time frame you're trading. This concept applies to swing trading, position trading, down to what we do, scalping. It doesn't change. Okay, it's very versatile. Layer two is when. So we've embarked upon a new journey to scope out indicators to tell you when to look for a setup. So that when button hooks into the reason layers to provide the first two out of three. And, the final one is how. How do we take advantage of the opportunity when the bias is telling us to lean one way? We have a timing window slapping us in the face, telling if there's potential opportunity there. The how we've already figured out. We've categorized these four primary pullbacks in the NASDAQ. And it's important to note that in our room, we're trend pullback traders. And so we've spent years to categorize four pullbacks that cover, I'll say 90% of the trend pullbacks inside of the NASDAQ futures in the intraday spectrum. And you'd have to know why you're taking the trade. If you don't, then you're just trading setups, and trading setups in a vacuum will have marginal, results. Okay, this is just the components. You've seen this before, but all I want to do is just to bring you over here to the reason. That's the framework. The reason, which is the bias. The when is when to take a look for a setup, and then the how is our setup inventory. Everything's sitting on a shelf. Let me see if I can get my laser pointer here. Yeah, the reason, the when, and the how. That's our framework. So over here, you can have like our APlus Setups trend models. That is a solution for the bias model. Your favorite trend model could be from Nensico. It could be something you've created, something to tell you from a macro structural perspective to lean long or short. You can use trend lines, you can use counter trend, but when that framework is defined, your bias emerges, and then you're looking for a window to open. And that's what we're developing now, is the APlus timing windows. We already have the Omega. We're getting ready to the next 2 months, push out the Alpha and the TBP. When that window opens, we come over here to our inventory of setups. Of course, our software tells us what to look for. It automatically categorizes that and captures it inside of our flagship trading model. And then we just execute. So these setups are just sitting idle. They're waiting for a demand. And if you take them on their own without any context, you can get, haphazard results. So when you put all that together, framework plus the setups, hopefully you're getting a more consistent, disciplined execution and results, over the long term. All right, so let's take a look at this. Layer zero is the start. That's, it's a good place. If you're getting confused about everything, layer zero is a perfect place to come back to. It's a clean slate. It's a chart. This is the NQ with 36.6. So the first thing we want to make sure of is that we have a we have the layer one, which is the reason or the bias, some type of math solution solved to define the environment for us. So here is an example, and this is our omega trend model that paints the background red. Your short paints it green for long bias, and when it's not clear, it will. My chart background is black, so that's why you see the black right there. There's no bias right now in this trend model. So that's it. So you're simply defining the environment. In our software, we have a couple of solutions for this. Another one is the triple focus, which we use all the time. And our software paints the background, defining the intraday spectrum, making it much easier, to determine the long or short bias. Okay, so this is interchangeable. Again, you could insert layer one, your favorite trend model, your favorite Ninzico product, your favorite whatever, you insert it there. It's modular in design so that you can change one aspect without changing the others. And one other thing before I leave this, what's crucially important is to understand what kind of pullback trader you lean toward more. Are you more, for us, like a shallow pullback trader? You prefer the jiggles, the reverse mullets, or do you prefer deeper pullbacks with like the 108 and the puncture trade? If you do, if that's you have to know what you're doing, then you can tailor layer one to suit your preferences. It's not curve fitting, it's suiting how you prefer to trade. The triple focus has much broader boundaries, and it will stay in a trend longer in the NASDAQ than, say, this Omega timing window trend model. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. Now, the second thing is the when aspect. And this layer here, which is layer two, is something we're developing, and it's timing windows. So the timing windows is just a convergence from different aggregation periods that we've compiled and made some concessions on to try to get everything under one chart. So here you can see the example we have in the background, layer one, printing red. Over here, layer one, background is green. Now these shadows here are simply chart shading based off of the timing windows, telling you that, there's a potential opportunity here on the short side, potential opportunity here on the long side. And you can see, on the dashboard or the panel here on this ribbon, it's bright white to let you know that this is a potential opportunity. There are things working in the background that are coming together that says you might want to look at taking a trade right here. All right, so this is layer two. Oh, and our two best are coming up. Hopefully we get those out here very soon. Okay, layer three, that's the how. It's our setups, the setups that we built, that we've categorized, that we have statistical profiles on, that we know how they perform. That's what shaped our ATMs. That's what the setups are. They're on the shelf waiting to be executed, but you're waiting for layer one, layer two to align, and then layer three comes into play. And you can see here, if you're not familiar with APlus Setups, these are our software. The diamond here is a shallow pullback jiggle. The arrow is a 108 EMA trade. The dot is a reverse mullet trade. So same thing here, green arrow 108 trade, and then there's two shallow pullbacks. But what we're interested in is letting our software do its thing when layer one and layer two come together and we get the jiggle. Layer one, oh my goodness, where's my thing at? There it is. layer 1, layer 2, and our 108 signal fires. So that's what we want to shoot for. Hopefully, this application here minimizes trades. It certainly helped me in my personal trading. So you'd have to check out, some of our testimonials for some of the folks that drop comments in our Discord room or on our website. But anyway, this is the layer effect. So once you have the 3 layers, now you have a way to measure your progress, your process, and your performance. And then you can modularly change things inside of your program without impacting everything. It's a really neat way of looking at it. All right, so some shameless plugs here. So we got a 7-day trial coming up soon. These are ways to participate in the APlus room. You can purchase our tools, everything that we have, minus timing windows. Minus timing windows. You purchase these, own them forever. We'll have a really neat way for you to come into the room or come into the server, and you can get updates for the rest of our lives. As long as we've got APlus setups running, you can come in there and get revisions. So you purchase them, you get revisions. Any new stuff that I build related to these setups, we'll drop those in there for you as well. However, what you don't get is access to the timing windows. That's only going to be for subscribers. So monthly subscription, helps tie everything together. You get the tools here, then over here with the subscription, you kind of learn how to implement the 3 layers. That's what this is all about. I'm not going to read through all those. Here are the discount codes. And here's how to get in touch with us. Oh, yeah, right on time. All right, traders. Hey, thanks for taking time to stop in, take a little time out of your schedule to see the webinar. And if you're watching this on YouTube, once again, thanks for doing that. My YouTube videos are not, they're just content. That's all they are. They're nothing more than that. So no fluff, no jive, nothing other than just the content. So thanks again. If I can help you out in any way, hit me up on one of these, my email, or you can come in Discord in the public room, drop a comment or a question. But as always, thanks for popping in. Good luck in your trading, and we'll see you in the next session. Now, if there's any questions, if you guys have any questions, it's just us. You can ask those here. I'll cut those out, for the actual video. All right, no questions. We're going to end it right here. Thanks for attending.